Yes, we're finally live. Yay! Hey, kia ora, Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Surprise in Arizona. Hope you're having a super fantastic sparkling day. Welcome to Before the Dirt Net podcast number 1432. Yes, it's 4,132, so I can cross that one off on my list. So and tonight's theme is the day in between. It is, oh, hang on, put lights on. There we go. Oh, hang on. Yeah, that one. No, that one makes it look grey. Sorry. Here we go. Did I get the lighting right? I didn't mean it. So anyway, so it's the day in between. And what is the day in between? It is the day between a weekend and a holiday. It's that day in between. It's that Monday. Because we've had the weekend, 2 days off on the weekend. We've got a work day in between, we've got a weekday in between, and then we've got a holiday tomorrow. So it's that in-between day. What can you do with an in-between day? Well, some people started their vacation on Friday and it will end on Wednesday, and they'll be back to work on Wednesday. Some people started on Saturday and be back at work Wednesday. Some people started it on Friday or Saturday and they'll be gone for the whole week. Some people will have their 2 days off, work, have a day off tomorrow, but the day off tomorrow will be, or just the day off tomorrow and they're back at work on Wednesday, like me. Others will have the weekend off, work on Monday, and then they start their holiday on Tuesday and they're gone for the rest of the week. There's a lot of things you can do with the day in between. You can just take the day off and go do whatever you want to do, or you can sit and work. So today I worked. I actually had a very productive day today too, so I'm very proud of myself. Although I'm still concerned about my puppy who doesn't knock on it. She moves the we've got the sliding doors that go out onto the back patio, and we have those long blind things, the vertical blinds. That's what I was trying to figure. And maybe the day in between, my brain is fried. So we have vertical blinds, and she goes and knocks them when she wants to go out. She won't ring bells, but she will knock the blinds. I can't figure that one out. So I go and I open it up just enough so that she can get out and not too much cold air is going out or hot air is trying to get in. And she goes out there and she stands there and she stands on the edge and she sniffs all around. And then she looks all around the patio. And if there's a piece of sunshine on the patio, she goes and lays in it. Yeah, she did that this afternoon. It was, what was it? Before we started work today? Yeah, before we started work. So it was probably around 11 o'clock. Hang on, what time did I take that picture? And it's like 103 degrees outside, 112 degrees or something like that outside. What was the temperature? I can't remember what the temperature was. It was, let's see. Oh, no, it was at 2:30 this afternoon. That's when I was having my shake break. Hang on, that's the wrong picture. Yeah, it was when I was having my shake break today. She wanted the door open, and so went and let her out. I take a shake break as a 10-minute break when I can go make a protein shake, and that's my afternoon snack. And she goes outside whenever I do that, and she knows she's not going to get any because it's chocolate flavored, and I won't give her anything chocolate flavored. Chocolate not good for dogs. Yes. And so she's laying out there, and it's like 112, 113 degrees, 103. I know I put it on my Facebook page. There's a post on my Facebook page. It must have been 113 degrees because it was like 44.4 degrees centigrade. And she's laying out there in the sun. I'm like, are you nuts? I was like, will you get your butt back in here? And she just looks at me and she just sits there and looks at me like, no, I'm enjoying my sunshine. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Hang on, what was it? It was 112 degrees outside, which is 44.4 degrees Celsius. And she's laying in the sun. I'm just sort of like shaking my head like I have no logic. But I didn't let her stay out there very long because bad air quality, we've got stagnant air warnings, we've got bad air quality warnings, excessive heat warnings, and so she only got like 5 minutes out there, and then she was told to come back inside. But then I made enough noise in the kitchen that told her that wasn't shake stuff, and now I've got to come in and investigate. So yeah, crazy day, I tell you. Oh, and then last night last night. So today I had to go order some blinds and a tension rod because not blinds, curtains for my bathroom. Because in my bathroom, there's this big window. It's a big square window. It's 46 and the window frame is 46 by 46 inches because I had to go measure it. And it's got this frosted stuff on it to make it like a frosted window. Well, I happened to have the light on in there last night, and I'd forgotten to turn it off when I left the room. And I'm usually pretty good about turning off lights when I'm not in rooms. And I was outside with Zeffie, and it was like 8 p.m. last night. And I'm outside with Zeffie in the backyard, and she's walking around with her little boots on, and I'm trying to get her to walk around more in the backyard and stuff. And I happened to, and I thought, I'm just going to go sit over here. There was this breeze blowing. It was a hot breeze. It was still like 105 degrees outside. And I was like, oh, let me go sit out over here. And I happened to look in my bathroom, and I was like, oh, it turns out that frosted stuff that's on the window gets a little transparent at night when there is a light on, because I could see, oh, yes, you couldn't see it clearly, but you could see the outline of the vanity. You could see the mirror on the wall, and I'm like thinking, yeah, And there's nights I take showers, and the shower's actually out of the window view because it's actually over the bathtub, which is next to the shower. And I'm like thinking, yeah, but I stand there at the bathtub and towel off, and I'm like, I think I might need to go. And none of my neighbor, and there's one neighbor that would be able to see into that window because the other ones are all single story, but there is a 2-story house that's, if you're looking at my back of my house, there's a 2-story house. There's a single house directly behind me, but there's a 2-story house that if they look at it in their windows, they see directly into my backyard. And I'm like, okay, so we need to be very conscious of that. Yes, so that was kind of an awakening. So I went and ordered some curtains, a tension rod and curtains to put over that so that I can have privacy in there and I'm not shocking any of the neighbors. But fortunately, they haven't popped their head over the back window or anything, or over the back fence or anything, or tried to come knocking on the door, find the house, come knocking on the door or anything like that to figure out, who's in that place, or maybe they like the view. I don't know. But I was just all like, yes, we think we need curtains on that window. And so that was an awakening call last night. Today's been pretty good so far. We've went out for our walk. We're always meeting people. For some reason, since Seffie's been out there with her boots on, her little booties on, we meet lots of people in the morning or in the evening walks. Although we didn't last night, because last night we stuck more to the streets rather than going into the park because it was dark by the time we went out for a walk last night. And I was, using the flashlight so people could see where we were. And so we just walked around the streets a little bit. And not that she wanted to go to the park. Wish you could see her face right now. It's just that expression like, I love you, Ma. I love you too, sweetie girl. She got her head up on the arm of the chair. And I wasn't going to go in the park last night because it was too dark. And even though they've got lights along the paths and everything, they've got these posts with lights on them along the paths, I was like, no. And knowing that coyotes go in there at night, I'm sort of like, yeah, we're staying away from that one. But somebody kept trying to pull me into the park last night. And it's like, no, we're going this way. And so we just walked up and down the street out here and down the little side street. And we just made this little circuit around. And yeah, she wasn't too happy about that. But it was sort of like, that's all we're doing. Yeah, there's just some nights that we just, I keep asking if she wants to go for a walk, and she'll just put her head up and put her head back down again. Like, yeah, no, not really. So between the two of us. But anyway, so I had a very productive day today. Got some stuff done. And that was the other thing. That was the other reason for tonight too, was it is, I guess, day 30, 29:30. It's an update because on June 3rd, we had on cheat time. On show 1404, we had Chris Dyer on. Remember that? And she challenged me to a 90 days self-love challenge. Well, that was on the 5th of June. So you're getting this a little early, 5th of June. And so she actually sent me a message today just checking in to see how I was going. And I said, it's been It's been pretty amazing. And like last weekend when we were over at Sparkles picking up some stuff, I had a list of stuff I definitely had to make sure that we brought back with us. A tape measure was one of them. And so I said to her, this was my measurement last Monday, my measurement today, and I gave her that. And it was, what did I say it was? I'm trying to remember. Hang on. I know. I wrote it down and everything else. It was definitely over an inch gone off my waist, released off my waist in a week. And I was like, that is so cool. It was an inch and a bit. And so I made sure I brought that back. So I just keeping track of we measure once a week. And so just keeping track of that. And so I'm already just over an inch off in my first week, in my first week of measuring. But it's been 3 weeks since I've been 3 weeks. Hang on. So I started it 4 weeks ago. The first 3 weeks with no measurement. The fourth week had the measurement. And in that week, I lost over an inch off my waist. And I said, Joe, because it's hot, I'm drinking a lot more liquid, a lot more water. I said, there's days I feel bloated and other days not so much. So I was like, yeah, we're winning. And, I've been reducing the amount of sugar intake that I have, like sweet stuff. I said, I keep getting this, and then there's that little voice in there that says, oh, we've got to go to Culver's tonight. Don't they have chocolate as a flavor of the day? And so like, no. And of course, I'll go and have a look, and I'm like, and then we go out for a walk because it's walking time. So we go out for a walk, and I come back, and I'm like, I really don't feel like driving all the way over there. And it's only like a 10-minute drive from here. I'm like, I really don't feel like driving all the way over there. And so we don't go. But this voice keeps going in and I said, since we started it, I've been to Culver, used to go like once a week. And now I'm like twice in the last 30 days. Twice in the last 30 days? Might have been 3. I know it was either 2 or 3 in the last 30 days. So it's sort of like being, I've been reducing that back, and anything with refined sugar in it, I've been reducing that intake. And I said, but the thing that's kicking my butt right now is during the detox where you get very fatigued. I said, it's just kicking my butt right now. And so I just talked about that, and she said, of course she wants to know how the feelings are going. I said, they're great, they're up. I said, but there's triggers that set things off. I said, like this fatigue thing is not helping. But when I'm going through the boxes, there are triggers in the boxes where the emotions go into different roller coasters based on what it is I've found and what emotions those things bring up. And, like if it's something of Brad's or something that I know was his favorite, or, just things, or remembering that some occasion where Brad and I were out together when we got whatever it was that I've pulled out of the box. Just things that trigger the memories and the feelings and the emotions and that sort of thing. Like one night I found the guest book, and I showed it on here last week, where we had my scrapbook with all my birthday cards in it, along with the box of cards that my parents got when I was born to say congratulations. And then I showed Brad's funeral book, along with which had all the guests in there in it, and most of them put their addresses. And I found the eulogy that I had read out, and I found it the night before, and I'd actually read instead of just sitting reading it quietly. In fact, when I think about it now, I have never just read that eulogy, like just sat there and just read what I typed, what I wrote. Whenever I've read it, I've always read it out loud, like I was presenting it. I've never just sat there and read it with no voice. It just doesn't work. And I said, and of course that brought up a lot of emotions as well with the eulogy that I found in the funeral book. So it was just, things like that just come up and just bring up these emotions. And sometimes you're prepared for it because you're looking at the title of the box and you think, oh yeah, I know, I remember what's in this box. And there's times where I've looked at some boxes and I go, oh yeah, I remember what's in that. And I'm like, oh, and other times I'm like, okay, what did I really put in this box? because the box, I've got some boxes that got 2017 written on the outside of them, which meant in that month after Brad passed, my parents helped me go through a lot of the boxes that were in the garage, and we had about 400 boxes packed in there. By the time they left to go back to New Zealand, there was 50 boxes left. They all had 2017 written on it, which meant I had opened them in 2017, seen what was in them, and I had rewritten what was in those boxes. So I know there's 50 boxes that I have seen since 2017. So those are the ones that we bought from Virginia that hadn't been opened during that time. And like the boxes for my yarns, they all got moved out of cardboard boxes into plastic containers, made it easier to carry them. They're all now stacked up in the guest room closet. And so there's stuff like that I knew what was in there. And we got rid of it. My mom, I have to tell you, she knows how to pack a recycling bin. She would pack that thing up, and I don't even remember what night was trash day was. And then the night before, we would take 3 bins down to the bottom of the driveway, because it was either 2 black bins and 1 recycle bin, or 2 recycle bins and 1 black bin. I can't remember which way around it was, but we had 3 bins, and they were all packed with trash and recycling stuff. They were packed. My mum had it down to a fine science. She can pack a trash. It was amazing how much trash we got rid of. And but out of the stuff that we found, there was stuff that we sold, stuff we gave away, stuff we took to Goodwill, stuff that was just trash. There was stuff that got shredded because it was stuff that was no longer needed, but because of the information on it, we had to shred it. And so I've got my shredder here, and I'm sort of rethinking my craft room right now. I'm thinking, okay, what I could do, because it's got the space to do, although I really want to flip my table over and use that, because then it wouldn't be so much back-breaking work or sitting on a floor, is I've got a lot of boxes that have office supplies on them. And I'm like, what am I going to do with all these boxes of office supplies in? And they've all got different types of office supplies in. Like, I have sticky notes that will last me for a couple of years. I don't need any more sticky notes for the next couple of years. And I'm a sticker note-aholic. I'm a post-it-aholic of my post-it notes. I mean, I'm sitting here looking at my desk now, and I have a pack sitting right here of sticky notes. Yes, I'm a post-it-aholic. And it says sticky notes on top, so it's not an actual post-it brand. But I'm like, and I've got file folders, I've got a lot of journals, I've got composition books, I've got notebooks, I've got a lot, and they're all scattered through all of these boxes. So my next thing is like, okay, what I need to do is go through all of these boxes, put things in, organize all of the stuff that's in these boxes, and then figure out what can I donate, because there are places that will take office supplies. I just got to find them. If I keep it, where am I storing it? And just things like that. So just going through, and like I'm finding pens all over the place, highlighters all over the place. I like my highlighters and my different colored pens. So I found a box with some of those in the other day. Like I find boxes with pen organizers with pen holders in them. It's amazing what stuff I have. And then I've got piles and piles and piles and piles of books. So I'm sort of like thinking, well, I've got an actual room that's empty right now, but I really want to get it set up as a craft room. Maybe for now, all those boxes behind me, which are marked office and books and DVDs, I can go unload them into that room, have a box for shredding, a box to trash, a box to donate, and just start going through the stuff. And because I know there's some books in there that I will probably never read, so why keep them? So we'll donate those, or we may put them on eBay and sell them for $1. Just crazy stuff like that. So this is what's been going through my head today as I've been working on stuff, when I'm looking at all these boxes that have office written on it. And it's just the time to go through stuff and clear stuff out. And business records, you're meant to keep them for 10 years, some business records. And so some of them are over 10 years. So we need to start shredding that stuff. So yeah, it's interesting when you're unpacking boxes, the treasures that you find. It's the treasure hunt. I love the treasure hunt. And Zeph is just sort of like, yeah, we don't need the treasure hunt. But we will. We're going to treasure hunt. If you have ideas on sorting through office supplies or where I could donate office supplies to, I would absolutely love to know that information. Yeah, that would be good information to have if you know some places where you donate office supplies to. Maybe to things like shelters or something like that. I don't know. But I'm just like looking at all these office, and some of them just say filing on them. And some of those filing boxes are like, yeah. And then I have my genealogy boxes. They'll be the last ones that get open because I'll need a big space for that too. So yeah, anything that says genealogy on the outside, that's going to get put aside because I know that there's several boxes of genealogy stuff that's around that I need to organize, scan, and that sort of thing as well. Get the stuff in with get all the records digitized so I can put them into the tree and all of that sort of stuff. And then with the original ones, I will end up donating them to one of the genealogical societies where they will log them, scan them, preserve them. Because some of those records we have may be the only record in the world for that particular one, especially for the stuff that came from Lithuania, the Ukraine, and Russia. Those records may not exist anymore. We don't know. So definitely making sure that we get all of that scanned, get it into the tree that I have online, and then donate the physical records to one of the organizations that will digitize them, archive them, preserve them, and that sort of thing. So anyway, that's a big task coming up. Maybe I'll do that this weekend. Maybe I'll do that, start it tomorrow. What are you planning for tomorrow for the 4th of July? Let us know in the comments below what you're planning for the 4th of July. For those that don't know, it's the 4th of July here in the US tomorrow, which is their Independence Day. Gee, that's a movie I haven't seen for a while. Independence Day. What do you think, Zeph? Should we watch Independence Day this weekend, tomorrow? Yeah? Okay, we're going to watch Independence Day tomorrow. So what are your plans for the 4th? We're just going to have a very quiet 4th of July here. I did get some, I don't do hot dogs, but I do, so I've got chicken and, I think they're chicken and apple sausages, which is all done, all organic, natural, no natural flavors in it. I checked the ingredients, no natural flavors, no ulcers or louses. So I was like, yeah, I can eat these ones. So yeah, we might take a pack of those out of the freezer tonight. And so they're ready for tomorrow. But yeah, we're ready for tomorrow. We're just going to have a nice, quiet, relaxing day at home and maybe just do a movie fest instead of unpacking boxes. That might be a thing to do. But we'll see. Anyway, let us know what your plans for the 4th of July are in the comments below. Let us know if you have any suggestions on sorting through office supplies and what to do with surplus. We greatly appreciate, places that I can donate them to if I can. And I've got all sorts of office supplies up. I've got office supplies up. I could probably open my own office supply store. That's how much office supplies I have. Yeah, I could probably open my own office supply store. But anyway, I'm out of here. Go have a super fantastic sparkling evening. Have a super fantastic sparkling 4th of July, and we'll catch you back here tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Pacific. Until then, hei konera.